Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Pretty Privilege Quarantine Special. We are Bizak, consistent and ready as per usual. But as per usual, obviously I can't start this without asking how everyone is, because that is rude. How are we, ladies? How are we?
Great. Lovely weather, can't complain.
You sound so flat, you're like, great, can't complain.
I know, I'm feeling the energy, bro.
Isn't it? Where's your energy today, Brooke? What have you been doing?
Oh, it's
been working out today?
No, I've actually just been sewing.
Oh.
I was sewing earlier on this, and that's about it, really. That's all my days actually consist of.
You've been killing it. I was looking at your stories and I was so
thank you.
Oh my God. You're actually making this stuff from scratch at home. That is so inspirational. Like, no, it's good, and it's good that you're sharing it as well. Like,
No, don't worry. I need to get more content. I was actually going to do a shoot today, but I can't because of coronavirus. But the shoot's coming soon. But yeah, coming soon.
So guys,
can
I just let you guys know today, that I am sporting my Jamaican flag on my head top. Yes, because.
I hear you.
Because yesterday.
What are you saying? You're still in the vibe of yesterday?
I am, and do you know what? I was playing Vybz cartel all day today because I was vexed because we didn't win, and I feel like it was unfair. I feel like it was unfair. I'm just being a sport back right now. It wasn't unfair, but
why do you think it was unfair?
It wasn't unfair, but I just feel like this. I don't know if it's the yardie in me, if it's the Ray in me, but no, I just feel like.
No, I feel like it's unfair too.
No, I feel like there was
other songs. Why do you guys feel like it was unfair?
I just feel like Vybz Cartel, I don't know, for a while, he's always been on top, like, even though he's been in prison too. So I feel
But we lost.
But that's what I'm saying, it's unfair. It's unfair. It really is unfair, because you can't compare someone who just came into the game not too long ago to an actual legend who's been in prison and still produces songs. Doesn't make sense.
So do you think it wasn't fair, as in the two people competing? It shouldn't have been Wizkid.
No, I don't think. I just don't think anyone's as legendary as he is in this music thing.
Yeah, no, like I feel like maybe it should have been.
But when who would you have preferred then instead of Wizkid, or who do you think would have matched him, or do you think he's just unmatchable?
I feel like he's unmatchable. I don't think that there would have been anyone on his level that's kind of like not American or not, because I feel like the standard has always been like American. But when we step out of the America circle and we're looking at kind of Africa and Caribbean, he's unmatched. You can't find
there's no one like him,
that,
that's true.
Yeah, there's no one like him at all.
No, facts.
So
you let me know who's still making music from their cell.
Don't you think it was funny though? Because even bare Africans were like, fuck that, today I'm Jamaican. I was seeing it on my timeline because I actually missed the clash, but I went on Twitter after, and I was just going through everything, and I was like, nah, this is bants. And the engagement, 100%, that was #1 trending all over the world.
1000%.
That's good though.
All I could see on my timeline was that's all everyone was talking about.
And I'm not being funny though. Like, even when you think of an island as small as Jamaica trending, and I know that obviously Africa was part of it and whatnot, just look at the magnitude of how many people came and supported. I think that's even more reason probably why he should have won, if that makes sense.
I hear you, but look at the numbers. Like I said earlier, like the population of Nigeria alone, and then
True.
I think it's like 200. How much is it? Is it 200 million people? It's more than that probably. I don't know. It might be 200 million. And then I see someone put the population of the whole West Indies, not even just Jamaica.
It's true, fair enough.
And it was crazy. So if you think about that, just the population of Nigeria, then you think of all the other African countries.
And I don't even feel like Africa knows a lot of Vybz Cartel songs. I don't think.
No, you'll be surprised. I'm sure they.
No, I definitely feel like they know, but like from back in the day, songs of Vybz Cartel.
Oh, like the proper catalogue.
Yeah, I don't think that. Yeah, I don't think that they.
Then I heard how the
sampled
DJ.
that.
Is it Vybz' DJ was that? What happened to Vybz' DJ, April?
I mean,
I heard he flopped.
What happened?
Yeah, well, no, yeah, basically, I just feel like, and I feel like this is how a lot of people felt, that, like, he just weren't pushing the right songs, like, and then his thing was, he did a poll, and he said, basically, do you want more gunman songs, or do you want, like, more, like, girl songs, or whatever, but I just feel like, as a DJ who's been chosen to basically do a a dub, or whatever you want to call it, a clash, a sound clash, whatever, like, you as the DJ are supposed to know what kind of, it's a reply thing, innit? It's kind of like, battle rapping, but with songs, isn't it? So you're meant to know what songs go off, what songs are responsive, what songs are going to get people to be like, oh my god. Even people on the other team would be like, no, that song, it's not. I'm not even on that. I'm not even repping that team, but that song there, that response there was mad. Like, do you know what I mean? You're meant to get that kind of, and I just feel like he wasn't pushing for that kind of reaction.
Was that his real DJ, or is this just a DJ they found in 24 hours?
Oh yeah, no, this isn't his real DJ. This is someone that was representing Vybz on behalf of Vybz, if that makes sense. But I don't think he has any association with Vybz, as far as I know. I don't think so. I don't think he is. Yeah, no, I don't think so. So I don't actually know how they scouted him, but. I
don't think Jamaicans even took that loss as a proper loss, because in their hearts they still felt like the winners.
No, exactly. That's why. I mean? No, that's how I feel as well. I don't feel like we lost, to be fair. I just feel like the polls were a bit rigged. No, I'm joking. I don't feel like they were rigged, but I don't. But I don't feel like we've taken a loss. I'll be honest. Like, I generally feel like Vybz Kartel is a very, very talented artist. So this doesn't even touch the surface of his talent. So to me,
I hear you. Because even me, who's not really into bashment like that, I'm not gonna lie. When I'm out and I hear Vybz too,
come on, that's what I mean. Yeah, see, like, out of all the artists, if it's a Vybz, like, everyone knows at least one Vybz song. Like, come on, he can't.
100 word for word, bro.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. But yeah, enough of yesterday's antics. So moving on, a listener sent in a reference to a tweet regarding Brooke's story in the last episode, and the tweet stated, my wife's 50th birthday is this month, so I'm telling my kids a romantic story of how I met their mum at 15 and I was 17. Then my 15-year-old daughter says she would be scared if a 17-year-old boy was interested in her suddenly. My story doesn't sound so romantic anymore. And the listener also replied that they agree with the 15-year-old daughter. I would be scared too. What are your lot's thoughts on that? How do you guys feel about that? I know how I feel about that, but how do you guys feel about that?
15 and 17?
I'm even thinking right now.
2 years?
Yeah.
Go on, Brooke.
Yeah, she's ready.
That's not a big deal at all.
Are you sure?
I'm definitely sure. That's not a big deal. That's like, if they were to get... Yeah.
Is year 11, right?
Yeah.
17 is possibly last year of college, going into uni, innit?
No, that would be first year. No, first year of college.
No,
oh wait, hold on. Oh yeah, sorry, I'm getting so old. I don't even know what that age is.
No, you're right. You're right.
I think it's literally down to the individual female, because you get some females at 15 who are ready to have kids, ready to move out home, just ready for the world.
That was me.
Really, own it, babes, own it. Then you get some really, really naive 15-year-olds who, do you know what I mean, who are just, not on nothing. So not even not on nothing. They're just really vulnerable,
naive to the world.
15-year-old,
yeah. 15-year-old supposed to be. You're not really meant to be having sex and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I feel like if you are that 15-year-old who's mature, a 17-year-old wouldn't be nothing to you. But if you are a very naive, vulnerable 15-year-old, a 17-year-old would be a big deal to you. You're used to just guys in your school, in your actual age group. That's all you're used to. Even 1 year older might be a bit extreme. So I don't know. It depends on the daughter, but I can imagine how the dad felt.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, I don't know. I agree with you. I think it all depends on the individual, because I literally even had a similar conversation like this with my sister and my friends the other day, and like, it was a bit older though. I think we said like 18, but it was maybe like a 3-year age gap or whatever. But then we kind of discussed it and felt like it really does depend on, one, how mature you are. And also, two, I get why people would find it weird, but imagine if you had grown up with someone, you're 3 years apart, but obviously when you're when you're 15 or whatever, they're 18. To you, that's not weird, but to someone that's not grown up with someone that they're 3 years apart with, they would find that weird if an 18-year-old just approached them. So again, I think it depends on like the scenario.
I got asked what's the youngest boy I would date, and I started thinking, wow, what is the youngest boy I'll date? But I can see how when you do get a bit older and you get young guys really on you, it's a bit, okay, you might not even give them no chances, yeah, or anything like that, but it becomes a bit flattering, like, rah, yeah, what? At my age, you are still on me, yeah? So I can see how some women, they love it because it makes them probably feel younger. I don't even know, but I can see how. But I personally wouldn't take it that young, like maturity and all that. The youngest I'd probably date is 25, and I just can't even see it working out.
I hear you. I definitely hear you.
What's the youngest you would date?
Who, me? I wouldn't.
What? No one younger than you at all?
No.
What about you, Brooke?
I would never. Like, I feel, I don't know, I've always said that I'd never date a guy younger than me, and I feel like
even if they're on point, everything's perfect.
No, I've never seen a
life together.
I've never seen a young boy that's mature, to be honest. And the thing is, like, I said to myself,
you're gonna get bare young boys in your DMs like, I'm mature.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
mature,
I know.
mature.
No, do you know what? I've always said that I'd never date a guy younger than me, and then obviously I've tried it 2 times, and then I've realised this is the reason as to why I just won't.
Yeah, I've never even tried it. Like, the youngest guy I've ever, like, been with, we were more or less the same age. My birthday was just a few months before his, so I don't see that as a big deal.
Right, so let's revert back to our last episode, which I hope every single one of you that are watching this now has actually watched. And if you haven't, then you should probably stop this one and then go back and watch that one, because
for real, that's actually my favourite episode.
It's our favourite episode. Basically we touched on the uproar of the Twitter tweets. So there, just to give a little backlog, there was a few influencers, artists, and basically just a few people in the industry that got pulled up about tweets from years back or whenever it was, and we kind of touched that, but we did find that black women were still being dragged to this day.
Yeah, I even had a few, because I posted the clip of where Brooke was basically saying how people deserve other chances and blah, blah. And there were some real angry people in my comments. I had to be like, you know what? I need to think about how they're feeling.
Yeah.
Like, let's not ignore how they're feeling. Even though people are apologising, some of these apologies are not enough for some of these people. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't know why. Maybe they want a further explanation.
They want blood.
Sometimes an apology is just not even just blood. Sometimes an apology is just like, okay, but I want to know why you did it.
Okay, but sometimes there is no why I did it. Sometimes it just might be stupidity. So what more can you do? If you've apologized, what can you do? You've shown that you're deeply apologetic, and that should really be it. But I think when people drag things on, that's when it's just it becomes that you don't want the apology, you want blood, because what else could you possibly want?
Right, so speaking of second chances, in regards to the recent uproar of tweets, one of the girls that were actually involved in the uproar has actually got in touch with us and actually wanted to come on and have a chat with us about some of her tweets, which I personally think is pretty brave of her. So let's get her in the chat. Let's get her involved.
Hello.
Hey.
Hey, y'all.
Hey.
Oh, hey, babes.
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
I'm good. How you
Good.
That question, how am I feeling? I feel like this week's just been a lot. I think today marks a full week, so I feel like, I can fully say this week's been a lot.
I can imagine, man. I can imagine. It's so nice for you to be here as well.
I appreciate you guys for having me as well.
No, that's fine. So yeah, let's just get straight into it. So obviously, let's get straight into it.
Go on, Den. Go on.
No, go for it. Go for it.
So obviously, having you here today, it's in regards to obviously the uproar of tweets that have been brought up, which quite a few people, not just yourself. But obviously, we've got you here, so I guess you can explain to us on your behalf kind of what the reason behind your tweets are. If you don't mind, we can read some of them out just for anyone that hasn't seen the tweets. So I've got one here that says, white girls are looking much better than mixed race girls and black girls. Don't understand some people just really want to be black. I wish I was white. How about that? I'm sorry, just before you answer any of these, how old was you when you made these tweets?
So when I made those tweets, I was 14. I'm 22 now. Those tweets were in 2012. So I was 14 when those tweets were made. In 14, I think you're in year 8. Year 8 or year 9. Either one of year 8 or in year 9. So going back to my tweets, I feel like when it all first came about, if I'm honest, when I first saw the tweet, I honestly didn't even think it was me. Like, I honestly was like, I could have never said this. Me? Nah, there's just no way. There must be a fault here. Someone must have hacked my Twitter. Because this all happened around like 4 a.m. So so when I woke up that morning, people had already sent it to me. And I was just like, this couldn't have been me. There's no way I wrote this. Me. So when it all came out, I was as shocked as everyone. Because that tweet is not a reflection of the person I am today. But the tweet is out here. So I have to take accountability for something that has been said 8 years ago, whether it was 12 years ago, 10 years ago, last year, it's out there and I have to take accountability for it, which I have done, writing an apology. But that, I feel like with this situation and with it being such a touchy subject, I feel like it deserves more than a written apology. And I believe that black women deserve a verbal apology. And also be able to, they deserve to know why I wrote those things, even though it's not a representation, once again, of the person I am today. But going back to those tweets, it's sad because when I actually read those tweets, I was so it was a shock, if I'm honest. Like, I didn't ever expect to be in a position where I would have ever been a person to be able to be basically attacking black women online. I never thought I was ever that. When I 8 years down the line, I never thought I was doing those things 8 years ago. I've got a sister who's 4 years younger than me, and if she was to ever write that, I would literally lose my. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. It's something I don't stand for at all. So
I feel like, obviously, me, I'm 24, so I know I won't sit here and say I can tell you exactly who I was when I was 14, but I can tell you what kind of person I was when I was 14. So although you're saying obviously that's not a reflection of the person that you are now, do you remember what kind of person you was when you was 14? Do you remember how you...
Yeah, growing up, I was very, 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 very insecure. Extremely insecure. I went to a predominantly white primary school, and it was a situation where I was never attacked or bullied in school, but small comments that I now recall were basically bullied and attacked, if that makes sense. I wouldn't ever think it would be called bullying. At that age, I wouldn't think it was bullying. I literally thought I was ugly. It would be small comments like, when I'd go swimming in primary school, I used to go swimming and horse riding. I used to go swimming every Tuesdays and horse riding every Thursdays. And when I would go swimming, obviously you wear swimming caps, your hair gets wet, and girls would the white girls in my school would be like, why do you never wet your hair? Why do you never wash your hair after we go swimming? I would always have to wait to go home so my mum could actually wash my hair. So they'd be like, why do you never wash your hair? Why do you never have your natural hair out? Is your hair not straight like us? Can you not wear your hair out by itself? Why is it always tied up? And I remember crying at home and always begging my mum if I could straighten my hair. I had a really strict mum growing up. I wasn't, it sounds crazy. My mum didn't let me shave my legs or anything till I was 14, literally. Till I got into secondary school, I wasn't allowed to touch my eyebrows, wasn't allowed to thread, nothing. Till I got to 14, 15. So I used to beg to straighten my hair and I wasn't allowed to. But my tweets regarding, it was more on self-inflicted, on my own insecurities.
Yeah, that's what I kind of got from it. That's what I got from it.
It was more my own personal insecurities. Is growing up, as in people. I remember, I don't know if everyone's primary school was the same. We used to have little lockers, we used to call them trays, and there would be a phase where people would write love notes in them, and they would tell girls that they're pretty in them, and every single girl in my year would get one, apart me. And the boys always fancied the girl with the blonde and the blue eyes. All my Barbies were predominantly what do you know what I mean? So I grew up watching the white girls be more popular on the TV shows and films. It's always the white girl that has the nicer looking boyfriend. So I think my tweet was literally just an ignorant, dumb, it was just me as an ignorant. There's no excuse really for my tweet, because it was more I was just dumb, young, ignorant, and had insecurities, and I had no right, and I'm in no position to to have gone online and then tweet white girls are so much better than mixed race and black girls. I'm in no position to go online and tweet.
So in regards to that tweet, so how did you identify when you was that age? Sorry, did you identify as like how did you identify yourself? Like,
where are you from?
Did you see yourself as
what country are you from?
I'm Portuguese and Angolan. So growing up, I was always saying I was Portuguese and Angolan. Like it was Portuguese and Angolan, but I hadn't really gone and visited Angola at that point yet. I was more like Portugal, Europe. So I was more inclined with my Portuguese side.
So did you class yourself as mixed? When you was
mixed. Yeah. So I growing up, I would say mixed race, of course. But when growing up in school, it was more Portuguese and Angola. But a lot of the kids never knew where Angola was. Like I never knew much about Angola myself. Like it was more like Portugal's in Europe, you go there, I go see my grandma in the summer, I go visit my family over there. I only started going to Angola from over the ages of, from 15 that I remember. So when it came to my tweets, they were more self-inflicted on me, on my own personal insecurities. So it was more like, I thought white girls were perfect. I thought they were the best at everything. I thought white girls get the guys, they get the jobs, they're the most popular. Because I'm thinking as a 14-year-old, when I was 14, like, they're the most popular. They get all the good-looking guys. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was more like they're the best. Yeah. It was
can you see, though, because even that when you did put out your apology, and even when we done our last episode, and because with me, I feel like I'm one of them people, like, when people make a mistake, 100%. If someone's sincere, like they've apologized sincerely and they really, really are, and you can see they've changed and their views are not like that anymore, I can sit here and say I 100% believe that person deserves another chance. That's me, and I'll stick by that. But at the same breath, when I posted the clip on my Instagram, there were still a few angry people who didn't agree with what we were saying, and they didn't agree with us saying people deserve another chance. They really didn't. So I had to now think, hold on, let me try and think why these people feel so strongly like this. Then I had to be like, you know what, these are people who are really offended. These are people who, do you know what I mean, who just feel so hurt, and if they probably looked up to some of you guys and they thought, how could you say that? Like, I've been following you, supporting you for how many years, and now you said this. Like, they thought, and they might not be confident and sure of themselves. So now when they're hearing like their favourite person say something like that, they feel so hurt. So that's why I feel like it's good that you've come here to explain. Like, an apology is an apology, but an explanation lets them now understand like a little bit more. Do you know what I mean?
And I feel, and that's the most disappointing thing, because you're right, Denise. Like, there's younger girls. Like, I had a girl probably like really message me like, you made me like fall in love with my natural skin. Like, because I'm such a big person. Like, I snap naturally. Like, I don't wear makeup. So she was like, you made me fall in love with my skin. Like, so it's so hard. It's so sad seeing that. Like, she was really disappointed, and it really touched me, because it's something that still happens to black women now, and it's something that, you know, it's taken a while for people to understand that it's wrong. Do you know what I mean? And it still happens. And when it's your own race, and it's like, I consider myself a black person. Do you know what I mean? And when it's your own race, you feel like we're already dealing with enough. Like, why is one of our own basically jumping on the bandwagon and basically just being as the word is racist, do you know what I mean? Like,
because you can see it, like, when a man says something wrong, okay, they get pulled up, but the black woman gets it more. Like, I feel like all the females that their tweets got pulled up, they're the ones who are really suffering. Like, none of the guys are really suffering the way, like, for example, you guys are. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. And me personally, like, it is actually sad, because it's like the younger generation that do follow me, I don't want them to wake up and feel like those tweets are real, and they should feel like, do you know what I mean? I'm in no position to back then, for starters, because it was 14, but at 14, like, people do know right from wrong, like I did say. That's why when people are saying you can't pinpoint on age, they're right. You actually,
I've heard people say that as well.
Yeah, you actually can't pinpoint it on age, because my 14-year-old sister now, like, she, like, if she was to be 14, she's 18 now, but if she was to be 14 4 years ago, she would have never written that. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's beyond me, really. So it's like, the only thing I've said to people is like, the only thing I know is when I first read those tweets, I was as shocked as everyone else, because I know that's not a reflection of me today. But the only thing you can do from now on is show like that you've changed behavior, and what happens from this point onwards in terms of colorism and black women always being attacked. Do you know what I mean? Because it's actually not fair. Like, it's it's been happening for years.
Yeah, and I think, you know, for you,
It's actually been happening for years.
You might get more of a hard time for it, because it's not like, if it was like obviously you're black, yeah, but obviously you're light skinned, so the black woman, they feel more hurt like that you said that. Like if it was a black woman, like a dark skinned woman that said that, I don't know how people would feel, because there are other black girls who have said things who are still in trouble now, but we're talking about yours.
I feel like they definitely take it
you,
much more harsher when it's somebody of lighter skin, because
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. For her, she's gonna get it more.
Yeah, you guys are already seen as.
But
being
I feel
favoured.
like Yasmin, what she did in her tweet, she didn't just cuss black women, she cussed herself. She said white girls are better than mixed race girls and black girls.
This is why I asked her how she identified when, sorry, I don't mean to say her, Jasmine, sorry. Why I asked her how she identified when she was 14, because at the age of 14, you identified as a mixed race girl. So that's why, sorry, I just kept looking at the tweet. I was a little bit confused as to why, if you're saying it was a self-hate on yourself, where did the black girls come from? Because you didn't identify as a black girl, you identified as mixed race. So where, do you know what I mean? I'm just trying to get to the tweet, because you did, do you know what I mean? So where did the kind of, I got the hate for yourself, I get that, but then there was the black part, and it was like, you don't identify as black, so the hate towards black?
No, the hate, no, growing up, I would call myself mixed race, but when I wrote the tweet, as in white girls are prettier than mixed race and black girls, I was saying, because I was called black in school, like people would call me black. I wouldn't be like, it wasn't a mixed race girl, oh, she's black, she's from Africa, do you know what I mean? But in terms of I'm mixed race, but I'm saying, like, when I wrote mixed race and black girls, I meant as in, like, they're more popular than mixed race and black girls, if that makes sense, as in they're better than, because they're always picked, if that makes sense, around that time. So when I read the tweet now, I'm like, all my friends are black, do you know what I mean? So I'm like, so literally when the tweet came out to me, I was just like, this is just not even something I would say. I don't even speak like that. Then there was a second tweet which was like, why does everyone want to be black? How about I want to be white? That tweet was a sarcasm, like it was a sarcasm tweet, like if that makes sense. Like it was more like, how do I explain it without like sounding, you know, like it was, why does everyone want to be black? How about I want to be white? Like, do you know, it was more like at the era, everyone was trying to force, like, you know, when like slang started coming about, like wagwan and when people were saying these things in school, like I remember like all these slang words were coming about, and it was like all the white kids wanted to be black, like all the white girls in my school were like slicking their hair and all these things. So it was more like a sarcasm one. It wasn't like, I want to be white, I hate black people. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm black. Like, it was more like why does everyone want to be black? Like, how about I want to be? It was more like a sarcasm one. But obviously, when you read that, if you don't know me, you don't know, like, do you know what I mean? Like, you guys could have read that tweet. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you guys could have read that tweet, and it literally looks like, I want to be white, I hate black people, when that is not the case. And that's the bad thing about, like, social media. It's like, you have to be careful with what you put out there, because the content you put out there might not be read as what you thought it would be.
It's not always perceived the same.
Because I didn't even address that tweet, and someone actually DM'd me and sent it to me and was like, I actually got the sarcasm of this tweet, but a lot of people wouldn't, based on your tweets previously, which makes absolute sense. If I've already tweeted something saying self-hate on black women and mixed race women, black period, like everything, all my other tweets would just be as bad as the first one, and there would be no sarcasm in the one of why does everyone want to be black? Do you know what I mean? So it was more like, that tweet was self-inflicted on me, and I just thought white people were better, literally growing up. Even, like I said, I'm not blaming that on age, that was an ignorant tweet. So I understand the backlash I'm receiving. Like, I'm fully putting my hands up, and I'm fully taking accountability, because I'm in no position to go and discriminate a black woman, do you know what I mean, online, and tell them that they're no better than a white person. Who am I to do that? Do you know what I mean? Like, and on top of that, me speaking, and I'm not fully black, when someone, like, you know, black women, like, I can't, I've not been through what a black woman's been through, so I'm in no position.
I'm happy you've actually just said that.
I've not been through what, like, a black, like, for example, I'm a light-skinned person, and if a black woman was in my class, or a black girl was in my class, she would probably have gotten way more than I would. Do you know what I mean? So it's important. Way worse. Yeah, she would have been feeling way worse. So I understand that, and that's why I feel like the backlash is even more harder on me, because it's like I'm in no position to even say that. Do you know what I mean? Like, and that's why one thing about it is, like, out of everything, it's like a part of me is actually happy that things like this have come up, because it's made me understand that it's like the things we put online stay there forever, and the things that even, I'll be honest, my mum even saw that, and that was another conversation I had with my mum, and she was just like, she was more disappointed. It was more of a thing, I never ever brought you up like that. I came from Portugal to London. I faced racism in Portugal. I moved to London, and to see that you were doing that online, I am not proud, because I never brought you up like that. That's not, do you know what I mean? I don't, your sister's never done that. There's no excuse for you to do that at 14 as well. So my mum was as disappointed as everyone else. So that's why I know, whether it was 8 years ago, 10 years ago, 4 years ago, that doesn't matter. It's more on the fact that it's been said. Do you know what I mean? And it was so ignorant, and I should have either educated myself, or just, like, if I don't have nothing nice to say, keep my mouth shut, like, or just don't tweet horrible things. Like, it's but then again, at 14, I didn't know any better. I was...
But do you really feel like you didn't know any better? Because I'll be honest, at 14, I definitely didn't tweet anything like that. And I know that where we are a few years apart, but I don't know. I just feel like maybe it's I don't know, the area you've been brought up
like she
in,
said, the school she went to was predominantly white. So, like, your life experiences will have people in different positions. Like, I don't know how it'd feel to go to a predominantly white school. I went to a primary school and secondary school in the hood when it was 50-50, if anything. It was very diverse.
I only started making, like, so from my whole primary school, predominantly white. From year 7, all my friends were still white. I went to school. I then went to school in Harlesden. That's when I made, like, all my black friends. So in year 7, I still only had white predominantly friends. From year 8, that's when, and do you know what's so crazy? When my tweets came out, I went and just read all over my tweets around that era, and my tweets would, like, the way I was speaking had just changed. The reason why I didn't know any better at 14 is because around the same time, my tweets were pathetic. Like, I was tweeting nonsense. Like, I was tweeting stuff like, oh my God, I can't wait to be able to just skin out. And do you know what I mean? It was just like, it's just like, as my tweets were evolving, I was just like, what the hell was I doing at this age? I was just so dumb, and, like, do you know what I mean? So then, as I grew up, it was more like, my tweets became more, I had gone to Africa, for example, I remember going to Africa for the first time, like, when I say for the first time, as in the first time I remember, at the age of 15, turning 16, and all my tweets are like, oh my God, Africa. Like, I had that's when I got more inclined with my culture. That's how I know, like, from the ages of 14 up until now, I'm not the same person, because the people I'm around it's changed. My surroundings have changed. The conversations I've had, the lessons I've learned, history knowledge. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like from then up until now, it's 8 years, and it's been such a long... And I believe people change every year. I believe people change for the better. Change. But I also believe when things like this happen, you have to put your hand up and take full accountability for it. And, you know, it's what happens from now on.
Yeah, and it's all about educating yourself, because it's like, you probably weren't even aware how much people are affected. You probably, do you know what I'm trying to say? But even just through the conversations that you're having now, and even since this has happened, like you said, you're getting some of your followers messaging you, telling them how it affected them. And that probably hurts you as yourself, because you're thinking, oh my God, these are my supporters who really, really love me off. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So it's like, you're even learning from this. So... And in a way, it's happened while you are young and you have your whole life ahead of you. So you know you've made this mistake and you've taken accountability for it. You've apologized. You've explained yourself. Now it's time for you to move forward and obviously learn from this. Do you know what I mean? And just make sure that you do make sure your younger followers who are mixed race, who are black, who are white, just know how important it is to love themselves, and there's nothing wrong with them. So, do you know what I'm trying to say? That's where, and
I feel like that's the key message now as well. Like, it's so important as girls, like, there's in a world full of cosmetic surgery, do you know what I mean? Like, in a world full of where you can, like, bleach and change your skin color, seeing comments like that could affect someone that you don't know. Do you know what I mean? I'm saying, like, even now, if someone was to tweet that now, or even if you was to see your, like, let's say your favorite influencer or rapper tweet that at 14, someone that's 14 now could feel like, oh, if she was 14 and thought that, that's okay for me to be 14 and feel like that now, when it's actually not okay.
Exactly. So that's the message you want to send out to other girls who maybe have views or feel like that.
Yeah, my main message is, black is beautiful, white is beautiful, everything is beautiful. Love your skin, love the way you are, like, just literally, there's nothing wrong with you, and another person does not make you better if they're from another country, if they're a different race. Like, we're all equal. Do you know what I mean? Like, we're all strong. We're all like my whole like what I like to put across my platform is just to love the skin you're in. Like, just love yourself for who you are. And don't change for no one, really. That's my whole message. And because I know I've come such a long way within my own insecurities and the way I've been brought up, it's hard when people knock you down when you know you've changed, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no,
even if those tweets were not to come about, I've still, like, do you know what I mean? I've still been through certain things where I would know, like, okay, like, that's right, that's right from wrong. But I'm saying, like, in terms of how people deal with, like, when situations like this happen, it was a lot, but I understand it, and I understand that it's not nice to go online and see a comment about something that you don't even really represent, if that makes sense.
Yeah, 100%.
Because I don't, like, if we're being broad, I'm black, I'm mixed race, but I didn't go through what a full black woman would have gone through.
100%. If you had even said in your tweet, white girls are better than mixed race girls, I doubt that would have even been pulled up. I doubt the tweet would have even affected anybody, even though there's probably mixed race girls that would have been affected by your tweet same how. I doubt it would have got this far. It's just because the black women were in it, and the black women have been suffering for years.
And they still are. They still are.
Yeah.
Like,
no,
it's still happening now.
They still are. We
and
get picked last. We get bashed for no reason. Like, it's just been really hard being a black woman, and I can just give you a little experience of my own, Yasmin. And my best friend and a lot of my close friends are mixed race girls, and I love them. Like, we're all the same. We see each other as sisters. We're just one.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? We even bust jokes sometimes. Sometimes they'll even be like, "D moves more light skinned than us," and I'm just like, "Shut up." Do you know what I'm trying to say? But it's like, when I was young, growing up, it wasn't easy. Like, my confidence got built from my dad, because I've got a very strong dad, and he reminded me every day that I'm beautiful and that I'm perfect and that my skin is special and stuff like that. But I remember feeling some type of way in school, like, just thinking, like, doubting me, like, doubting my skin, like, thinking, oh my god, like, I don't get as much love as everybody else. Like, the mixed race girls, the white girls are getting a bit more love. But thank God I had my dad reminding me, so the confidence was in me from young, so it didn't affect me that much. So when I went on to secondary school, I was super confident. I was just like, nobody could chat to me. Like, I didn't feel like no girl was superior to me. I just felt like we were the same, and I'm paying, like, nobody, do you know what I mean? But I feel like I was lucky enough. Like, I meet so many black girls that wish they had my confidence. They didn't have this confidence. Like, a lot of black girls did not grow up with confidence. They grew up always thinking mixed race girls and white girls were superior to them. Simple. And they still feel like that now. So now that these tweets are getting dragged up and they see it again, they're like, oh my god.
That's why I understand, like, why the backlash and what people are saying on the internet. I fully understand it. Like,
and now imagine they don't even get to know your past. They don't know what school you went to. They don't know what you went through.
And,
do you know what I mean?
And even, it doesn't matter what I've been through, I still wasn't in a position to tweet anything.
No, 100%, but it allows people to understand a little bit more, like, and be like, you know what, cool. Do you get me?
Yeah, 100%. And I feel like the worst, like, I think the biggest lesson I've learned from this, in terms of how everything's perceived, is like, people, no matter what you say and when you say it, things still hurt people, because people suffered so, like, for you said, like, Denise, you growing up, and like the other girls as well, growing up could have been hard for you guys at school. So it's like, it's a memory you have. It could have been a memory of pain. So maybe seeing a tweet like that brings you back to that thought. Like, wow, like, this was actually happening, and people were tweeting like this, and she wasn't even going through half of that. And why does she feel so comfortable to even come online and attack black girls when they've done nothing to me? And I mean, do you know what I mean? So I feel it. I put my hands up, and that's why I reached out to Denise, and I was just like,
no, I'm happy you understand.
I feel like I need to put my point across.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely happy that you came on. You definitely came on and obviously explained that, you know, kind of where you came from, why you. I mean, obviously, like we've said, there's kind of still no excuse for it, but it's happened, and you've explained why it's happened, how it's happened, and obviously it's you can't go back in time and not say what you've said. And,
I think your explanation is definitely, you learn from it, and 100% your explanation allows at least your followers and your supporters to understand exactly a little bit more. Like, even though you have stressed and you have emphasized that there's no excuse for what you said, you're taking full accountability, but I'm happy that there's people that are gonna watch this and be like, she's explained herself.
I just feel like everyone deserves an answer, whether you wanted one or not. I feel like I deserve to put an answer out there. Same way I put tweets online, I feel like same way everyone deserves an apology for the tweets that were
Yeah.
written from me.
Brooke.
So I feel like that was the only way I could address it. And even and I just want to say one more time that I genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, apologize sincerely to everyone, because I would not know how tough it's been for everyone growing up being a black person, black woman. I have to emphasize on the black woman. So yeah, that's one thing I want to say from the bottom of my heart. Those tweets were coming from an ignorant, selfless person that didn't even think anything. Like I have no name to call it. Like it was just pure ignorant and dumb at the time, and yeah, like that was something that didn't need to go online, and I wasn't in a position to say, and I'm sorry. And I feel like anyone that knows me now and anyone that's been following me for the last 8 years, or since I would say 4 years, because I've been on Instagram for around 4 years strongly, will know that that is not a reflection of the person I am today, black and proud, and I will put that out there as much as I can to just show that is just not okay.
And as long as you've learnt from it, and you're going to go on to just educate the younger ones and make them,
I think that's the most, use my platform
to love themselves.
Literally, having a platform is a blessing, because you're able to spread positivity and love as well. Do you know what I mean? So
100%.
From now on, like, that's the aim, literally, only to spread love.
Yeah, and you're young, so you have your whole life ahead of you. This is something that's happened, and you're moving forward, you've learnt from it, so you just got to carry on.
From now on, positivity only, spreading
100%.
love, and using my platform, you know, to the younger generation to not be making those mistakes.
And don't overbeat yourself up for it. Just
it's been. I think it's more of the comments people say online that make you want to beat yourself up for it.
Yeah, but try and even not read it. Like Brooke said last episode, there's people online who honestly, they just wake up in the morning and they just want to be horrible.
You know, it's so crazy. Like, people DM me telling me to go kill myself and say horrible
so now
things.
they're using this as more as a thingy.
And I'll click the page. I'll click someone's page who's told me sent a nasty comment, and their page is positivity only.
Imagine.
It's like positive quotes. It's like positive vibes only. Like, it's literally a positive page, and they literally come in to attack me. And then sometimes I've gone out my way to deeply apologize, because some people send me messages, and then people say horrible things, and they're like, oh my god, I didn't know he was gonna reply. Sorry, it's fine, you can make mistakes. So they've gone out their way to literally go for my mom, my sister, everything. I reply back saying I'm so sorry. They're like, oh my god, I didn't think he was gonna reply. I'm so you're forgiven. Like, it's correct. Like, it's been like online, you can't control what people say, but you can control the information you take in. 100%. But then again, the backlash, it's like, I wrote the tweet, I deserve it. Do you know what I mean? There's but don't even overlook into it, because it's not nice to see anything negative said to you, like, in general. Like, nobody wants to hear anybody saying kill yourself or anything like that. So the advice I would give is just don't even look for any negativity. Like, if deleting the apps help you, then you're gonna have to do that. But it's better to avoid seeing anything negative. It's not good for your mental health. Yeah,
it's just not nice.
I've cried enough this week.
No more crying.
Yeah, no. I think from now on, you can literally, it's a lesson learned, and I feel like it's a lesson learned from everyone as well.
I feel like you've learned the lesson. I feel like you're actually ready to move forward from it and spread love and positivity, and just make sure that if you can help people avoid making that type of mistake, you're going to help them. I feel like you've really learned from this. Like, I genuinely feel like that.
It's a massive lesson learned, and from now on, any change behaviour will show, you know, that I'm not the same person.
100%. But yeah, girls.
Thank you once again.
We're wrapping up.
But yes, we're wrapping up.
If you can lock off, and then we can just finish our outro.
Okay, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you. Bye.
Back in the room. So yeah, this has been a fun one.
I'm glad she came on. I'm glad she said her side, explained her childhood, just so people can get a bit of an in-depth of, you know what I mean, the background, to try and understand maybe why. I'm not saying people will understand. Some people may not still accept it, but she's tried. She's come here and she's explained herself. Do you know what I mean? And being a black woman, I made her know, like, why it would hurt. Do you get? Mm-hmm. And why it hurt more coming from a mixed race person. So she understands all of that, and I'm happy she understands all of that.
All right, guys, but let's wrap it up. So I've been April.
Love you guys.
Say your name, guys.
Denise. Oh, Denise. Denise.
Denise. That's Denise. And we're out. Love you guys. Bye.
Love you too. Bye.